What's up, everybody? Brad here. Wanted to talk a little bit about this announcement yesterday because if you jumped in a time machine about a week ago, I put this up on Twitter that says, hey, a new Halo game at E3, possibly called Halo Infinity. Now, I put that up roughly about a week before E3 came out, and I got a lot of, obviously got a lot of traction on Twitter, but I was on vacation, so I didn't write it up, didn't write all the details. Got a lot of hate over it because people were saying, no, you're wrong, you're just doing this for publicity. And anybody who's followed me long enough knows that that's just not what I do. I put things out there when I think they're mostly right. If I know they're absolutely right, then I definitely go all in on it. And so I put that tweet out there, and whatever, Reddit was all over me saying I was wrong and I'm just doing this for whatever. So we know that it's true. And Halo Infinite was announced, not Infinity, but Infinite. And it's also coming on a new game engine by the developers called Slipspace. And it's kind of an interesting thing. And I also got some other information when I got this tip about the release dates. And so take this with a grain of salt because obviously things could change. We're many months and in some cases years out from any more information coming about. But this is what I'm hearing, and it came from the same source who told me that, hey, this is coming at E3, so I have no reason to believe that it is incorrect. So what they are planning is for a single-player game to arrive in the 2019 timeframe. The second half, actually very late 2019. So I'm guessing holiday season. And that is on the agenda for right now. And then there's going to be a multiplayer game in 2020 based all on the same stuff. Now, that seemed a little odd because why would you release single player and the multiplayer? But now understanding that there's a new engine involved, this actually makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, it's a lot easier to build a single player game. Now, I would expect that there are some PvE experiences, and obviously the PvP comes a year later, but PvE is much easier to build out than, say, PvP because there's multiple more scenarios and things that could interact with the environments and all that stuff. And PvP is much harder on a new game engine. So they're going to push out a single player iteration and then followed by the multiplayer. I don't know if it's going to be like Battle Royale type. I would imagine it will be because that's the new hotness. Why wouldn't they go down that genre? But I don't have any specifics at this time. I expect that I'll get more information in the near-ish future. But as of right now, just kind of keep in mind that a single-player game 2019 second half at the earliest, and 2020 for the multiplayer version at the earliest. Now, those timelines more than likely would slip. I can't imagine they come out any sooner, but that is kind of where we're at. And if you notice, they didn't put any timelines in their announcement trailers for obvious reasons because they don't fully know either. This is what the targets are. But if you look at a game like Crackdown 3, we know that targets slip, and that game is just kind of perpetually announced at E3 and never really ships. Although they're now saying, what, February of 2019 for that game. So we shall see. I wanted to also talk about the next gen Xbox because Phil Spencer, who I'm a big fan of, I think he's doing all the right things. They announced that they bought 5 studios to create more first party IP, which will come to the Xbox and more likely also the PC as well, but definitely not the PlayStation. So if you're in the Xbox community, it's a good time right now. But anyways, they bought 5 studios, but they also said, hey, we're working on a next gen console. And I believe I actually know the code name for it. I believe it's Scarlet. And that is just kind of what they're running with at this time. And then he also announced an Xbox game streaming service. Now, it's not ready for public availability or anything else like that, but they're making strides towards it. And I have to believe that Xbox Game Pass is going to be a fundamental part of that experience. Now, if you think about game streaming, Game Pass, and new hardware coming, you can imagine maybe that they're creating like a lightweight box that's just going to allow streaming. I don't fully know yet. I'm still digging around for details because we are in the early days of this stuff. But at the end of the day, we've got a new game streaming service on the horizon. We have new hardware on the horizon. We have a big Halo game on the horizon. We have 5 studios that were purchased. The point of this is that while Microsoft may have been a bit behind with the Xbox One and the Xbox brand this generation, they are making all the right plays to significantly expand their first-party games, their hardware availability, and where you can game with the game streaming service. What I'm trying to say is that if you're an Xbox user or just a console gamer in general, it's an exciting time. I'm really happy to see what Microsoft is doing. Big fan of what Spencer is doing. The only thing we didn't see at E3 that I was really hoping to was the Xbox Elite V2 controller. I love the first one, but it's falling apart. The rubber grips, the glue that they use, it needs to be revised. Now, I have seen images, and I'm not talking about the videos that leak, like other images, other stuff. So I know the thing is actually real. I haven't heard that they're canceling it, and maybe they're just waiting until closer to release to announce this thing. But I really hope that we are going to hear more about it. And that thing has not officially been canned internally. Still digging around on that, but because I really want that controller. So Guys, that's just a quick wrap up. Just wanted to do a quick video because I know some people like that format better. And the best way to stay in contact is just on Twitter. As you can see, I typically tweet things out before I write about them or make videos about them, just at BDSams. I'm pretty well engaged on there and happy to answer questions, but I don't know much outside of the Microsoft world. So if you're asking questions about NBA 2K19, I can't really help you there. I just deal in the Microsoft world. So if you want to know about things about the next gen Surface, follow me. If you want to know about what's coming in the next iteration of Skate, I'm not your person. So have yourselves a wonderful day, guys, and we'll catch you right back here next time.